Welcome into another Crimson Tide Report. I'm TJ Pacing with Touchdown Alabama Magazine. I'm back from Baton Rouge where the Crimson Tide lost a heartbreaker, 24-21 to the Bengal Tigers. Baton Rouge was all it was cooked up to be, a great atmosphere for a football game, but Alabama came up on the short end. And before we can move on to Mississippi State, here are some sights and sounds from Baton Rouge on game day. So the Crimson Tide exit Baton Rouge with their second loss in conference play, making it very hard to get back into that Western Division race. Head coach Nick Saban and some of the players think that the loss was attributed to the lack of leadership and the kind of feeling that most of the players, especially the young ones, are more focused on the results than what it takes to do to get there.
When you become so result-oriented, you lose the focus on the process of what it takes for you to improve and get better and play your best. And I think the whole idea is, I've always talked about becoming the best team that we can be, become the best player that you can be, develop into the best, for personal reasons, the best player you can be, and for team reasons, develop into the best player that you can be. And you're always playing to a standard. You're not just playing to win the game. And that's basically what I meant by that, and I think that because of the circumstance, we may have lost sight of that.
Just because we Alabama didn't think we were going to go in there and just capitalize and beat people just because who we are, just because the name is going to cross our jersey. We still got to go out there and strap it on and play against that team. You know, we probably underestimated a couple teams, and they came and jumped on us a couple times. Arkansas jumped on them, we underestimated them. We knew Mallet was pretty good, but we just underestimated everybody else, and they jumped on it, and we had to dig it out and come up with a victory. I mean, if they just put their mind together, don't think about the SEC, don't think about the national championship, think about doing the little things that it takes to get to where you're trying to go, the outcome will be there.
So the big question from here on out is, where does the Crimson Tide go from here? What can they accomplish throughout the remainder of this season? Well, Greg McElroy and his center, William Vallejos, talked about this and spoke on what they think they can accomplish through these next 4 games.
Well, I think as an individual, I just understand that I have 3 games left that are guaranteed, and I'm just going to go out there and just try to enjoy my last 3 games wearing the Crimson helmet and Crimson jersey, and just try to enjoy them the best I can. I think that's what I'm going to approach as an individual, but I think as a team, I think we realize that we just got to play for a lot of pride. I mean, obviously, there's still a lot that we can accomplish within this season. Obviously, we want to have an opportunity in a national championship, but that's okay. I mean, this team still has a lot of character and a lot of pride. I think everyone that's a member of this team is very proud to be a member of this team, so we're going to try to make the most of it.
I mean, I wouldn't say there's any sense of panic or anything like that. I mean, some people hadn't been in this position before, losing 2 games in a season, but it's we still got a lot of football left to play, and we just got to keep getting better. Got to keep having a sense of urgency in practice, and do the things we're supposed to do, and play the way we're supposed to play, and that's really all we can worry about right now. There's not really like I said, a panic mode and people calling people out and getting in everybody's faces. It's just everybody's got to do their job and do what you got to do.
So the LSU loss is in the rearview mirror now, and the Crimson Tide can focus on a very good Mississippi State football team led by Dan Mullen. They have a 7-2 record, and their only 2 losses are against 2 teams in the BCS top 5, that being LSU and Auburn. The players know that there's a tough task ahead of them Saturday night in Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Mississippi State has a very good team. Dan Mullen has done an exceptionally good job there. We all know their record. They're 7-2. They've lost to 2 teams that are both in the top 10 in very close games. So this is a good team. They run the ball extremely well on offense. They control the ball. Their defense has played really well this year. They're athletic. They can rush up front, and they play hard, and they play with a lot of conviction all year long.
They are very good. They run 3-man front, which is kind of what our base defense is, and they played some good team this year and really had some good results. They're a really well coached football team. They're always going to have good defensive fronts. They've got a new defensive coordinator who's done a great job this year, and their offense has also been strong this year. So they're like every other game in the SEC, it's going to be a challenge.
So hopefully Alabama will be ready for that tough Bulldog team come Saturday. But right now, some practice notes. Courtney Upshaw's ankle looks to be just fine, so expect for him to be 100% for the remainder of this season. Alfred McCullough is still filling in for DJ Fluker, so expect him to start for the next couple of Saturdays until DJ can fully recover from that hurt groin. Marquise Mays was banged up a little bit from a pretty vicious hit from LSU's Craig Lawston, but he came back into the game and looks to be just fine. Julio Jones owned Patrick Peterson of LSU the entire Saturday in Tiger Stadium, and he is only going to have a bigger and bigger year as the season goes on. And Daquan Minzy, Coach Saban mentioned that he was just fine to play on Saturday, but they held him out for some particular reason, so look for him to be more in the mix of the defensive backs throughout the remainder of the season. Well, that'll do it for this week's report, and obviously the Crimson Tide definitely have some things they need to work on, and hopefully they can get it corrected before another group of Tigers rolls in a couple of weeks. For Touchdown Alabama Magazine, I'm TJ Paysinger. Thanks for watching.